with another video on the Jeep. And as you can see, we're up here, you know, off-roading it a little bit. Now this trail that I just came up, I'm not gonna say it was a hard trail because the two-wheel drive Jeep made it up here. But I'm also not gonna say it's a little bit easy trail. It's one of those, you kind of have to know the trail to get up. And this trail. We're up where I like to call the radio tower because, well, it's an old abandoned radio tower. I mean, you can tell because the and stuff like that. You know, it's an easy trail. At the same time, it's not a hard trail. A 2013 Chevy Sonic up this trail, so I'll take anything up here. But anyway, it's not the today. It's the Jeep, right? I kind of when I first got this Jeep, it was nasty, right? I mean, this window here, it works now. There's a window in here now. But when I first got this Jeep, or not when I first got it, sorry. When my sister first got this Jeep, there was no window here. It was gone. In fact, if you look, let me shut these lights off, pull this bitch out. So it's all clean now. But if you look in here, there's actually glass. Now, was this open the whole time it was sitting? I have no clue. But before my sister bought this Jeep, or my brother-in-law bought it for my sister, whichever one you want to say, this thing actually sat somewhere with a broken window there for like 2 to 3 years. So you can only imagine just how the interior of this Jeep was. Oh, hello. I picked up some little things on the way. But no, you can only imagine just how nasty the interior of this Jeep was. And, well, not sponsored, nothing like that. But a little bit of chemical, guys, because I've used that shit before. You guys remember the Impala? I don't actually on the channel. The 06 Impala. But that thing was fucking nasty. And chemical guys turned that bitch around. So I wanted to try it again. And I did. And I remember the last video. I don't know if I mentioned it in the last video. I'm sure I did. But the interior was so nasty. Like up here was just caked in anything and everything you can think of. It was bad here. Same with over there. It's a little dusty now, obviously, because, you know, look where we're at. But it looks a lot better. Now, the other thing I wanted to talk about is ever since there has been a over bumps, and that's another reason why. Well, day. Ever since I got this, there's an end, and I talked to my brother-in-law. My brother-in-law, technically, he's not a brother-in-law because they're not married. I look at him as a brother because I've known him way before he started dating my sister. So, you know, he's dating my sister now. He's my brother. I don't care. He's my brother. So it's probably because he's who I got it from, and my sister. He's like, it's probably the control arms, right? Because he's had more Jeeps than I can count. I know of at least 3. More than that, I can tell you that right now. He's been working on Jeep since he was a kid. He's talking about, right? And that goes a long way for you guys to kind of out here. He's like, oh, it's probably the typical Jeep because it had. Let me clean the camera for you guys. Dirty. There we go. And then he's the other day. You know, we were going and stuff. And he's like, hey, so by the way, that front is not rear. I want to check the rear control arms. Those are expensive. So I crawl under it yesterday at work on my lunch break. And it's actually control arms. The left rear, which for some reason, guys, I have a problem with left rear brakes. Right. The 99 that I had an issue with the left rear brake. My Yukon left rear brake, the line's broke. It's been broke. Often sent it, right? Well, on the Jeep, the left rear caliper in the caliper, what? Not gone. It's still in there. It just wasn't in a hole where it's supposed to be. It wasn't tightened down, nothing. Hit a bump, the top bolt will hold the caliper there. It'd bounce the wheel. And how in the fuck does that have great brakes? It's a lot better brakes, I'll tell you that much. So, you know, I threw that bitch back down and home. Many bumps. I do times on, you know, it didn't make a damn thing yesterday. Like, I didn't. And so I'm like, well, kill two birds with one and see just how well the two-wheel drive Jeep does on a trail I know. Plus, it's rough enough to where if it still has it, nothing. Get it up here just fine and no clunks at all. So we fixed the Jeep. And actually, I can't say yet again because I haven't done a damn thing to this Jeep besides that. So, but I mean, I've cleaned. I have done something to it. I did an oil change. Placed two transmission speed sensors. It was throwing a code. The input. It's the same sensor, guys. I might as well replace them both. One's bad. The other one's gonna start going out soon. And that actually fixed shifting issue that I've had with this Jeep. Also, I showed you guys the exhaust in the last video, but I didn't actually show you how it sounded. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that real quick. So I'm just gonna kind of go over what that is. It still has its cats on it. It's after 3, you know. Kinda expected. So the cats are still there. It's just they're hollowed out. And then it's got a glass pack on it. A MagnaFlow glass pack. And again, this was all done before I got it. I would like to eventually we'll change it up and run it up over the rear axle all the way out like it. See ya. I would eventually like to run it up over the rear axle and run it out like it's supposed to be, but I don't need to do that right now. I don't really care about it right now. I mean, it sounds damn good anyway. At least, you know, for now anyway. So anyway, we've got glass pack. I'm gonna go ahead and fire it up for you. Let you guys hear it. And it is warm, so I might give it a few revs. Wow. Oh. Oh, it is still recording. I thought for some I'm like, damn. So loud the phone said no. You know, I mean, it sounds good. It sounds okay. So I'll go ahead, hop inside with you. Now, I don't know why it's so dark. Holy shit. There it goes. What the fuck? There. I'll go ahead, put up the windows. I do have an issue with the sunroof now. So the track itself is bad. It works on vent, but when you close it, right, and then you try to open it, you can see that side works. Does nothing. So whatever. But here are up. All the doors are closed. The sunroof's closed. Let me tell you guys, it's hot. Let me put this window down. This thing sounds absolutely amazing. And yes, it is loud when you want it to be. But when you're RPMs to drop. But when you're right, cruising down 80, 90 mile an hour, I can sit and talk to somebody that's in the passenger seat and hear them 100% fine. It's loud when you're cruising at highway speeds. It is not loud, and you can actually function talking to somebody. So let's oh, and let me show you this, right? So recently, like 2 weeks ago, I said fuck it, went and bought me a single 12 in a normal exposed box. I don't know what you'd call it, but in a normal box, the Yukon. And well, then Austin said, I need an amp. Mine's fried. And I had 3 amps. Using one, and then, you know, he's like, what if I trade you? He said, what if I buy the amp, the other, you know, one of them for you? And then goes, have another single 12 Jensen, the exact same sub I'm running, and a bandpass box that I'll sell you. And I go, no. Nope. How about I trade you the amp for the sub and the bandpass box? I'll call it a day. I'll trade you the sub for the amp, but I want this X amount of box. And it's like, all right, whatever. So, yeah, I still owe. Called it even. I really don't fucking know. But let me just kind of go in a run real quick. So when I hooked that, it took a quarter of the back seat, and I still had plenty of room behind. But I threw that bitch in the Jeep. Button's a little finicky. If I can get it open. Shocks on both sides are bad. And they're also bad. So either way, I gotta replace the shocks. There's the subs. And subs, rear hatch. There's still plenty of room, right? I mean, it does take up the whole goddamn cargo area. For reference. But in the Yukon, like, it was ear rattling, it was shaking the mirrors and everything. Now, this does have Infinity Gold premium sound. It was a good system back in 2001 when this was made. 20 years ago. Born in 2001. He's as old as me. If these are the factory speakers, the rears are okay. The fronts are not very good. That mirror, when I'm thumping, whatever, when I'm listening to music, whatever, that mirror will actually vibrate. And I believe that one will too, but this mirror's a little fucked up. It's got a self-tapper holding it there, so, I mean, whatever. But once I get those 12s hooked up, guys, I'm very excited to see what happens, because this sort of a vehicle and the same amps and everything that the Yukon does, I think this thing's gonna fucking thump. Now, for reference, the Neon. So in the Neon, I was running duals, but I was running a single 12 Johnson, which that's a $40 Walmart sub, guys, and now I have two of them. Let's just put that in this, perspective, because I know there's some that are better out there. This fucking thing for a $40 sub. Now I have two of them. We're fucking great, both of them. So just remember that it's a $40 sub. It's the same quality as a or like that Neon. I was running the 12s, and which those are 1200 watt, and I'm running amp, and they good. To put that in perspective, so I had the single 12, right, Jensen, and then I also in a separate box 12 Pioneer, which was a Walmart. It was a 1400 watt, so I had 100 watt Jensen, 1400 watt, powered off a 1000 watt Pioneer amp, that rear view mirror would go yoink right off the fucking windshield. We're in the trunk of that car. This same cargo room behind this. Yeah, this one's, you know, it's an SUV. I think it's the same. I mean, here's the same as the Neon. I gotta tighten that up. A hole right there to tighten it up into. Where the Neon, you just tighten that bitch down. There was no hole. It was just held on by held on. Anyway, I think that might be a good enough video for today. At least for now. I'm gonna start headed down this mountain, and we might see you later today. I don't know. I might post a video later today. But if not, I just wanted to post a quick video on the updates of the Jeep.